Hello everybody, welcome along to another vlog. It is QPR versus Ipswich, and for the first time in 4 years I get to say I see my team Ipswich playing in the Championship, and by God, they are top of the Championship. Can Ipswich go 3 for 3, a perfect start, or will QPR seemingly turned the corner in the last game at Cardiff? Big win there. Will QPR continue their improvement? Let's head to Shepherd's Bush. The joys of coming to QPR always involve a trip to Wagamama at Shepherd's Bush. So, decent journey, priorities. I'm about to fill my guts full of lovely Asian food. Well, here we are, all full of Wagamama, just waiting for the team news, about 5 minutes away. There is Loftus Road up there, but this is a real perk of today. If I walk in here, hanging out with my mate Paul, who has got the closest house to any football stadium I have ever known. So we're going to have a very civilised cup of tea before the game, get the team news, and then walk all of 20 seconds back over to the ground. Well, I'm very much enjoying my pre-game in the plush surroundings of this Shepherd's Bush garden. We do have team news. Ipswich unchanged again, third game running. Harry Clark back on the bench. I will say it, and I've said it twice already this season, entire 11 from Ipswich, all at the club in some way, shape or form in League One last season. For QPR, the big team news is that Chris Willock, who's been out of favour, out of sorts, injured, you tell me, we'll find out today, he's back in. Lyndon Dykes not playing. So we do get a quite tasty looking front three there of Sinclair Armstrong, Ilias Chair and Chris Willock. We're going to head over in a few minutes after I've drunk my coffee. We are all in. You've got to love August football here. Front row of the second tier of the main stand here at QPR in beautiful sunshine. QPR v Ipswich, about 15 minutes to kick off. I've gone lively start. Ipswich the better side. They've been on the ball most of the time. QPR trying to get out. Looks like Smith is going to play both right wing and right back. Lots of running for him to do, but the makers of a good game here. Sleeve Davis corner, cleverly worked. Wes Burns on his own back post. Really free header, probably should score there. A bad mistake by Benassin at the back for Ipswich. Sinclair Armstrong hits the shot. He's so unlucky. Beats Hadley, all ends up, hits one post, hits the other post, bounces out. Rangers that far from taking the lead. QPR have gone close again. They haven't actually had that much of the ball, but they've had two decent efforts on goal here. Chaplin a free kick in. I think it's Morgan Fox looping header. King does well to tip it over the bar. Really entertaining stuff. 20 gone, 0-0. Half hour gone, QPR go close again, and Sinclair Armstrong is just a real handful for the Ipswich defence here. Just bullies Luke Wolford, who gets a good shot offload. King saves well again. I keep saying Ipswich having a lot of the play, but these better chances are all falling to QPR. 0-0. Ipswich then just applauding the return of Harry Clark, who they haven't seen in the first team yet this season. Benassin's gone out on 36 minutes. Don't know what's wrong there, but arguably now Ipswich have their strongest team on the pitch for the first time this season. Half time here then, it's QPR 0, Ipswich 0. A weird one, because I think Ipswich have kind of had more of the ball, more of the territory, more of the play, but QPR have gone close a few times, and like a Gareth Ainsworth team, they're able to make chances without having the ball too much. Sinclair Armstrong has been a bit of a handful for the Ipswich backline. He was so unlucky not to score. It's the closest anyone's come, although there was that free header for Wes Burns earlier in the game. Should have hit the target with. I suspect down in the dressing rooms right now, probably Gareth Ainsworth's going to be the happier of the two managers. Kieran McKenna probably thinks there's a bit more in this for Ipswich. 0-0, half time. into the second half. Now QPR have had to go to the bench themselves. Jack Colback coming in for his debut for Chris Willock, who looks somewhat a shadow of the player who we thought was one of the best in the division maybe 18 months ago. Hopefully he can get back to his best form. We're not going to see it today. 0-0. Wow, how QPR haven't taken the lead there, I have no idea. Corner goes loose, Chair dribbles it, he's inside the 6-yard box, he hammers it across. I think maybe off Armstrong, and then Kake looks like he's just a couple of yards out and doesn't manage to steer it into the goal. Incredibly close. Again, I can't believe this game hasn't got a goal yet. Ipswich just forced an attacking corner. Surely it's come in. 53 gone, 0-0. Well, bad news for QPR. Sinclair Armstrong out of the game, injured. He's been by far their biggest threat running in behind. Ryan Colley on, new one on me. Can he have anywhere near the presence Armstrong had? 64 on the clock, 0-0. Another potentially damaging substitution for QPR. Sam Field is now out. Elijah Dixon-Bonner, another youngster, replaces him. Field absolutely flew into a tackle on Harry Clark. They actually got booked for about 10 minutes ago. Not been able to run that injury off. A couple of QPR's better players on the day out of the game now, and youngsters in. Well, that's a penalty shout apiece now. The first one was for QPR just a few minutes back. A couple of, let's just say, ill-advised tackles in the penalty box. I think it's Cam Burgess dived in for the second one. Looked a bit dubious, but I'm a long way away, so I'll plead the fifth. George Hurst has just gone down in the box. That one looked a bit less probable, but the temperature is rising. And there it is, the opening goal. Ipswich lead. They are looking like going 3 for 3. Conor Chaplin in the box. It was Leif Davis went down the left-hand side. The cross kind of went behind everyone. Chaplin got a second go at it. I think he took it with the right foot in the end. He normally hit it with his left. Dribbles into the corner, beats Begovic, and it is QPR 0. Ipswich 1, 75 on the clock. Ipswich following the goal. Another 2 chances for Chaplin. First one following him with his right foot. Didn't quite get hold of it. Second one there with the left foot, drills it well. Begovic nicely behind it. 10 to go at normal time. Be a fair amount of stoppage time with that Sam Field injury. Ipswich lead 1-0. Well, changes here for Ipswich. They're swapping the wide players. Broadhead surprisingly quiet today, and Burns out. Hutchison and Caden Jackson in 90. Wow, what an effort by Ilias Chair. He's right out by the halfway line on the touchline, and no one's expecting the shot. Loops it goalward. Slagley had to tip it over his own bar. Would have been unexpected. Would have been a hell of a goal. 87 on the clock. Into 7 minutes of stoppage time here. A whole slew of substitutions. Harness and Ladapo in for Ipswich. Duke McKenna in for QPR. Are we going to get a late goal in this one to bring QPR back in it, or is it going to be another win for Ipswich? Only a few minutes left. Full time here, QPR 0, Ipswich 1. The Ipswich winning habit just will not stop. The momentum through from last season just continuing, and this team is grinding out the wins, not just at the end of that League One season, but 3 out of 3. Count the Carabao Cup as well, 4 out of 4 this season, 23-24. It's a Conor Chaplin goal today that did the difference. He's continued where he left off. Basically, the entire Ipswich team has, haven't they? QPR were well in this game. Sinclair Armstrong, so unlucky not to score in the first half, hitting both posts. And I think a couple of players leaving the game really did hinder QPR in that second half. They were in the game and Armstrong had to step out, Sam Field had to step out. Ipswich just wore QPR down and eventually forced that goal. It's an incredible run for Ipswich, that away end. Absolutely loving it over there, top of the table. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. Please do hit the like button. Ipswich fan, QPR fan, let me know what you think of today's goings on. And if you want to see how that matches up with my bold predictions for this weekend, click up there.